was bringing that thing all over.
Here we live. Yeah, boy. What's going on, people? What's going on, people? Man, we got the heavy hitters live over here on the post game side of things. As you already know, we got the best Mad Mike Sports, who is also fused,
Yeah, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
and we got the minister, the best Jew talk sports.
Yes, sir. First place, baby.
I'm your boy Six Man K Styles, as well as we have the tactician, the Joker, in here with us on this post game evening.
And how is it that we're in the same body? Win, baby.
All right, people. So we already know, man. We just coming off the tail end of a game where the Falcons defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-26, which puts us definitely 4-0 in the NFC South, as well as we're going to 5-3 right now. My brothers, man, what's going on, man? What y'all think about this game?
Jew, take it off, bro. Start it off. Start it off, Jew.
Okay. So,
All right, Drew,
yes,
what you got?
I'm happy about the win. First place in the NFC South. But I've seen a lot of stuff in this game that, as I always talk about, you don't accept anything in a win that you wouldn't accept in a loss. I stole Uncle Shay Shay's line. I love us getting this win, 4-0 in the division, win by any means necessary. I'll take any win any way I can get it. But at the end of the day, the defense, we've been hearing Mike talk about this all week. This secondary, AJ Terrell come up with the pick. Um, Bates came up with the pick in this game. But this playing off, it has to stop. We have to allow these guys to play some press man coverage, man. Press up on these guys because we literally watch backups go up and down the field, and that's unacceptable. Yes, I'm happy with the win. I'll take the W. I'll take us, sweeping the Bucs and being number one in the NFC South. But we have to look and project out, and the teams that we're going to have to face in the playoffs, the teams that we're going to have to face moving forward, we can't continue to let every single game come down to the last drive. They were like a mass unit over there in Tampa. We know the division games are always close, but at the end of the day, this defense, man, they're not allowing these guys to play aggressive. And I don't agree with these guys playing 10 yards off the ball. Like, come on, man. Like, let these guys press up. If you allow these guys to play a little bit more press man coverage and even press up in zone as well, it'll throw off the timing of these routes. It was way too easy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and these guys. They playing pitch and catch out there. They lining up 10 yards off the ball, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 yards off the ball. So those little out routes is wide open. Like, it's like they almost like allow these guys to catch the ball and then just come up and make a tackle. Like, no, press up on these guys, throw off the timing because he's playing with backups. These guys, they don't have that chemistry. We literally seen him miss a guy because he was wide open. It was a blown coverage. The ball got thrown behind him. If McMillan catches that ball, it's nobody left there. That goes to show you, if you playing any other team, the Detroit Lions, these other high-powered teams we've seen against the Seahawks where they got guys that don't make those mistakes, DK Metcalf, that's a touchdown. So you can't be sitting here like, well, we got the win. Yeah, we got the win, but I seen a lot of things I didn't like, mainly on the defensive side of the ball. And I don't want to take all of the points, but I'll just leave it at this. We still got to do a better job of being disciplined. That Kyle Pitts play, oh my goodness. I'm like, how many times are we going to talk about discipline, finishing plays? You're celebrating before you get into the end zone. That could have changed the game right there. And you know what I always say, Kay? What is it? 2 to 3 plays in the game that would change the game. Luckily, it went our way and the ball bounced off. But if some of those plays where we weren't disciplined, but we got away with it, that's the type of plays I talk about where you can't accept Anything in a win that you wouldn't accept in a loss. That's something that they're going to talk about this week. Yeah, you got the win, but it was a lot of ugly plays out there, plays we left out on the field. And God, look, the football gods were on our side this time.
Let me say this right quick.
Go ahead, because you got know I got something to say about this.
If I gotta go through one more damn game where we play 15 yards off the ball and can't stop the run, is that where you was going with, Mike?
Hell yeah!
Well, go ahead and reiterate that. Hold on. I just served you an assist, so you better go ahead and end that.
Look, I'm about to slam dunk this motherfucker like Shaquille O'Neal. The whole rim about to calm down, okay? This is unacceptable. Look, everybody's mad at me. Everybody's mad at me because I said he's Dan Quinn. That's exactly who he is. He's Dan Quinn. We gonna start calling him Rockweed. Okay? That's what the hell his name is from right there. Rockweed, that's what his name is. Until he proved to me that he can do something else besides playing 15 yards off, I don't want to hear nothing. Yes, Dan Quinn did three things well. He was a player's coach. He's a player's coach, and players love him. That's one. The second thing is that people love to play for him. He's energetic. So you're going to get the best out of your players with those two. But the third thing that he's just like Dan Quinn is this punk ass defense. This punk ass shit, all I goddamn see every goddamn route is motherfuckers 15 yards away from him. What the hell are you scared of? Are you wearing some pantyhose or something like that? You don't want nobody to touch your booty or something? Like, what the hell are we doing? Are you a virgin? You scared to be touched? Okay, like a virgin, like this. This is what the buck comes like. We got these guys spending 15 yards away. We got a 30. Look, man. If I have to see this shit again, I'm right with K-Style. I'm gonna goddamn jump. Look, I'm gonna build me a goddamn twin towers, and I'm gonna jump off that motherfucker because I'm sick of this shit. I am sick and tired of looking at our DBs 15 yards away from these guys, and it's like it's 3rd and 12, but you playing 15 yards away from the first down, and then wonder why guys get into rhythm. These bum ass wide receivers are catching Jews. Like, these are some straight up bums, okay? And we made them guys look like they was on the way to the damn Pro Bowl because we 15 yards away from them. It's disgusting. So I don't give a damn what y'all say. Y'all can call me whatever the hell y'all want to call me. But y'all are in denial. Falcons fans are in denial because we're winning games. That's exactly how Dan Quinn started. Winning games. We won games the first year. He's not doing anything different from what Dan Quinn was doing. He ain't doing nothing different. It's the same stuff. It's the same thing. The exact same thing that I was worried about from the very beginning. Playing his off, punk ass, Suki Hunter, slut walk ass defense. Okay, here you go, Juan.
All right. Like I said before on the other show, Raheem, you won the game this week. But yeah, if I have to see, look, they had a whole recreational parks with a space between the line of scrimmage and our DBs. I told you, you don't win these games, Rob. I'm sending you Saints jersey, and everybody that back him, they getting the Saints jersey. I'm sorry, I'm getting it mailed to your house, and we gonna get Dennis Allen. Because if I want to see stupid coach play, we hire Dennis Allen. You came in here with this rah-rah stuff. Don't rah-rah us into no 7-10, bro. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because you're right. We starting to play teams now that's going to purposely run the ball on us. So yeah, we got to cut that stuff out. We got to cut it out. Now at the end of and it shouldn't take to the fourth quarter for us to try to tighten up our reins on a team. Point blank, period. Because, like you said, this game could have easily went the other way. Easily went the other way. You know how many times we had Baker dead to rights? We had Baker Mayfield dead to rights at least 5 times in this game, and especially in the fourth quarter. We had Baker running. We had Baker running for his life, but nobody got home. Nobody got home. What you got, K Style? Because I'm trying to recover from this migraine.
Well, like I said, what the thing about it is with the defense didn't really stop anybody. But the one saving great, the one good thing is they're getting turnovers when they need to. Like I said, we got another AJ Terrell turn pick. Who the hell thought that was gonna happen? But this was definitely one of those games that where if you paid attention to the heavy hitters, and Mike said Mike had his game last week with Seattle where like one that I was worried about. This was the game I was worried about the most, just for the simple fact that they was going to be completely different from what they normally do. And what they normally do is they got those 1-2s and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and both of those guys are out. Now you're coming into this Tampa Bay game where now you're going to be dealing with a different team that you played against before. AJ, like I said, we got 3 turnovers out of this game. It's about 3 turnovers, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. I
And
just
I'm
want to
fine
make
with
sure.
that.
Yeah.
I'm fine
Yeah.
with having the turnovers. I don't have a problem with it. Because this is exactly the formula that we had in 2016. So I don't have a problem with it. However, we have to get sacks, man. And like I said, we got to finish it. We're not finishing. But the main problem that I have with it, with everything, is Sam come in. But the main problem that I have is I don't like what I'm seeing with this coverage. We can't keep playing off. We like 15 yards off when we get these quarterbacks and these wide receivers. What Kel was saying, they just game. You and Warren, they've been saying it all week. You playing off like that, it just the other team just get confidence. And they believe that they can win now. Juice said the same thing. You giving these guys confidence. Easy throws.
Because
Go ahead, son.
here's why I combat that, because I brought it up early and we was having a conversation about the greatest show on turf, Rams. Remember that defense, and who was the defensive coordinator? Lonnie Smith. Yeah,
Mhm.
and remember that year, right? All right, and they got back. I'm not looking at the result. They got back to the Super Bowl. All right, now I am tossing this team in the concept of that particular Super Bowl team getting back to the Super Bowl on the same concept, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, all right, they are opportunistically making stops. And no other defense is playing better second half defense in the NFL other than the Atlanta Falcons. The numbers tell you that, and no one can deny that. So if we can get a little bit away from what we want to happen and understanding what is happening, okay, I'm of the mindset I'm not necessarily of a lost confidence. I'm just understanding the madness that's going on.
I think a lot of because let me rephrase how I do it like this. We pretty much saw kind of like the same result as far as how the defense played the last few weeks. But like you said, the thing about it is this is exactly the defense that we're gonna have. We're gonna sacrifice giving up the run to stop the pass. So that's in the back of my that's how I'm kind of figuring it out now. Like you said, the thing is, even with that, they don't give up as many touchdowns as a team who will actually really be sorry with me.
Yeah,
So that's a plus in itself. But like you said, the thing about it is when it comes down to the end of the year where the games start getting important, they got to start stopping the run.
well, yeah, because that giving up yards but not giving up points, that is going to have to change. Raheem is going to have to let Jimmy Lake do man coverage. He's gonna have to because you got to think about it. Again, while the season may be pretty much on the same level, when players in the playoffs, no, it's not about who, it's about how you play.
Well, you're what do? You supplement what you have and specifically up in your body to compensate for what is now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And see, this is the thing that I think a lot of people miss. I'm not dismissing anything that Matt Mike has said over the last 2 weeks, what you have said, what Kevin said, what you have said. I'm just understanding the situation.
No, you saying the same thing Kev said, and that's what I'm not. I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying that myself. What I am saying, I see growth in the team, but I don't care about growth in the team. I care about growth as a head coach because if the head is not making the necessary adjustments, then thank you.
That's the Falcons horn. That's the Falcons horn. We won.
Right. But like, all I care about, I want to see growth as a head coach. That's what I'm focused on because we have the players. We're going to continue to have those. The players are going to continue to make plays. So we have the players. But that's not like if you're going to be a team that's going to win Super Bowls, get 2 Super Bowls, okay? Because I want more than one. I need him to continuously growing as a head coach. Right now, this is what he has. But I don't want to see this in year 2. I don't want to see this in year 3 like Dan Quinn. Right now, look, I don't give a damn what nobody say. That motherfucker is look, Rock Quinn from right now, that's his fucking name right there. Until he changed my mind, his name is Rock Quinn.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be.
Let Jew go. No. Look, we gonna argue about this later, Sam. Okay, we gonna argue about it. Let Jew get his take.
Okay.
Hey, at the end of the day, we all are saying the same thing. Like we got to see the adjustments. That's the issue that I'm seeing, and I talked about that early in the season with Zach Robinson. I want to see if he's gonna make the necessary adjustments. He's been making adjustments, but this whole game, I seen guys lining 15, 10, 8 yards off the ball the whole game. I didn't see no adjustments. That's a problem because when you go up against better teams, do that against Andy Reid. Do that against the Lions that just put up 50 today and see what happens against Ben Johnson, the way he's calling that offense, and you're not getting any pressure. These teams are going to pick you apart. We know that Baker Mayfield, he's having a really good season, but he's not up there with the upper echelon when you talk about the greats, when you talk about the Mahomes that has a Super Bowl, when you talk about the Lamar Jacksons, when you talk about when we went up against even the Eagles, the way that they played that physical style, and then now they got their wide receivers back and they're getting healthy. We can play with anybody. We have the talent. But if you just sit there and continuously show any good quarterback, any good head coach, the same thing over and over and over again, that's what got us beat in the Super Bowl, is continuing to run the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We've seen that all day today. We just capitalized on their mistakes. But what happens when the other team is not making mistakes? What happens when you don't turn them over 3 times? Because it's going to be a game where you're not going to get 2 interceptions and a punch out by Jesse Bates. Then what's going to happen? What's going to happen when you play a team that's not injured as much as this team was injured? So that's my issue, is I don't want us to get comfortable thinking this was acceptable because we won. Because you can win, but you got to look at how you won. Like, is your team playing well? And I really feel like right now the offense is kind of carrying the team, but you got to balance that out. And we've seen that in the Super Bowl. You got to balance it out because eventually, what happens when Kirk Cousins don't have a good game? What happens when your offense doesn't put up 30 points? Can the defense step up and make plays when we need them? Because that was the issue in 2016. It was like, yeah, the team was getting interceptions and timely turnovers until the Super Bowl when we really needed a big, timely turnover. We couldn't stop Brady in that offense because we consistently showed him the same cover 3 over and over and over again, and he continuously checked the ball down, which we were saying Cade Otton is not that good. We made him look good because what he was doing. Oh, you're going to give me this 5 and 6 and 7 yards here and there? Okay, I'm going to take it. And then his guys were just running out the catch. It wasn't really a lot of explosive plays in this game where they pushed the ball down the field. But why was Baker Mayfield not throwing the ball down the field? Because if you're going to give me 5 yards every single play, I'm going to take it. And then we try to get down in the red zone and try to, squeeze teams and say, well, we just going to hold them to 3. That's not guaranteed. You don't even let them get into the red zone. You got to stop. My problem is this: we're always on our heels. Instead of putting pressure on the opposing team, we're playing on our heels and letting them have their way.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, look, this man had 200 yards in the first half. He didn't do any of that, and I'm talking about Kirk Cousins. And he had 200 in the first half before the half was over. They had 32 minutes. Okay, 32 minutes of the ball. So that means we couldn't even get the ball into our into our offense when our quarterback is hot. That's a problem. When you see a weakness, you have a weakness. You have to be more aggressive. And I was waiting for him to be more aggressive to send that house as simple as it never came. And I keep telling everybody, look, y'all, look, everybody that keeps saying this is Jimmy Lake's fault. It's not Jimmy Lake's fault. It's not his defense. This is not Jimmy Lake's defense. You are dead ass wrong. Everybody say this Jimmy Lake defense. I'm telling you, I don't care if we lose friendships over this. You're dead wrong. This is not his defense. Okay? You're wrong. Everybody is wrong. You're wrong. This is not his defense. This is not how Jimmy Lake runs his defense. He likes to play man. He likes to attack. So, look, until I see this team coming together, it's going to take more than a year. So I'm not saying fire Raheem like everybody's saying. I'm saying I'm not happy about it. And as a business owner, as a owner of a team, your owner or the GM, he's like, look, bro, I brought you here to play defense. I brought you here to do something better than what I'm seeing. Right now, I'm not seeing anything better. And right now, too, on top of it, you traded for a defensive lineman, you're not getting sacked. So I'm giving you everything that you want, but I'm not seeing growth. That's the problem. We're not seeing growth in what his specialty is.
And I don't want to hear that Judon is not it. Because I've been seeing that in the chat too. Judon suck. How many times we gonna keep blaming the player? Judon suck. No, he don't. He been on how many teams has he been on and he done had 10 plus sacks. He didn't all of a sudden put on the Falcon helmet and now he suck.
Now you know what, I saw that too. What I'm gonna tell y'all again. We're missing who? We're missing. Go ahead, Ju, say it. Who we missing? Who we missing?
Middle linebacker.
Who we missing? T1000, right. We're missing T1000. And here's what y'all got to understand about people like Caden Ellis and Matt Judon. When the guys
went in coverage, we had Judon in coverage. That ought to tell you everything that we need to know right there.
When you got Landman and you got Troy Anderson in the middle, Judon and Caden Ellis can do what they're great at. And I told y'all, when you take one guy out, you had to use a guy in a different way. Did you not see Judon chasing a guy down the field?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to say it in point blank range, in black and white. We have yes, there's talent on this team, but right now on defense, everybody is playing out of position.
That right there.
Everybody is playing out of position, and everybody's bitching about shit, but not understanding the context of what the damn problem is. Everybody that is out there on the field right now is playing out of position. Why? Because we have people on IR that we need. Troy Anderson being that one.
Look, I don't give a shit. I don't give a flying fuck if you playing out of position. Your job as a player is to make the necessary plays. Period. The end. I don't want to hear this shit about being out of place. All right, I'm dead ass serious about it. I don't care nothing about that. What we talking about is coaching. Fuck the players right now, okay? Excuse me. Yeah, yes, I sure the fuck am.
Eminem,
Yes, I am. I don't give a shit about none of that. I don't care nothing about the players because the players are doing they're doing their thing and they making plays. That's not what we complain about. But we're not seeing enough changes from the coaching staff, especially defensively. I see all the play. We put up 30 points again today, offensively. So, like, Zach Robinson is making plays. What if somebody decide to say, you know what, Zach Robinson, I like you. I think you can be our head coach. What we gonna do now? What are we gonna do then? If somebody say, all right, I think you can be a head coach. What are we gonna do? We're right back to square one. The same thing that happened to us with Kyle Shanahan. We right back at square one. So I need to see defensively. I need to see different. These guys are doing the same thing they've done all year, and we're not unsatisfied with that. We're grateful for that and making plays. But at some point, you have I'm not seeing anything being. I'm not saying nothing different. I don't know, Jude. You can take from here, but Juan, if you want to speak, but I'm not seeing anything different.
Well,
I agree. I agree with you. Everything you just said, Mike. I agree. Like, I'm not seeing no adjustments. That's the problem. Like, you can't just continue to do the same thing and say, well, because we won. No, you got to project out where if this is a better team that you're playing against, are you going to be able to get away with what you saw today? You're not getting away with what we did today on defense. Another team's going to go up and down the field, but they actually going to score. The Bucs made mistakes in the red zone. When we got that pick, that was a pick in the red zone by AJ Terrell. So good teams are not going to fail for that. And teams that scheme up a little bit better. See, today we lucked out because they didn't have Evans. They didn't have Godwin. But what do you do when you face a team that has their weapons and that they know how to scheme guys open? You're not going to just be able to say, well, when we get in the red zone, we're going to tighten up. No, you got to do that between the 20s as well. And that's my problem. We're not seeing the adjustments. I'm not giving them the excuse either. Yeah, we are injured, but I'm not giving them the excuse. Like Mike said, I'm not giving you an excuse. It's no reason why Judon should be in coverage at all. I don't care if everybody hurt. You better put a corner, you better put a safety in there and play a big nickel. I don't want to see Judon covering somebody 20 yards down the field. Like, that's not an excuse to say, well, we're missing guys. So no, you got, and how about we always talked about with coaching? We always say put guys in positions to be successful. Putting Judon in coverage is not putting him in a position to win. Luckily, it was a bad pass, but if that was a more accurate pass, that would have been a big gain. He should not be covering a wheel route down the field whatsoever.
Jude, this OG man. Okay, can I ask you a hypothetical question? Because when I first heard that Richie was going to start, I was under the mindset, okay, that we was going to a 3 safety set. But then when realizing that Simmons was not going to play, all right, from a defensive perspective, and working that concept, all right, and trying to work that 3 safety concept in. Also, even when Troy comes back, all right, do you think that with those two things intersecting itself, that we would, solve a lot of problems going forward?
I think it could. Like,
I'm talking to you. I didn't ask you. You already got your damn stubborn ass, fish ass, damn goddamn mind made up. No.
And those don't know that they Sam cussing out one of the other two. So go ahead.
Nah, from what Sam is saying, what the OG is saying, I agree with him. I do believe when Troy Anderson comes back, he makes everybody's job easier. I said that prior to him going out. It's like, okay, now you can let Troy Anderson rush the pass a little bit more. But I'm just upset because I'm not seeing the adjustments. I'm not seeing them say, okay, well, this guy hurt. Oh, Kevin King out there in coverage. But don't put, because let's hypothetically say Bucky Irvin scores on that play, on that wheel route. Then we're looking at, well, dang, like the average fan that's watching the game is like, Judon blew the coverage. Well, why is Judon even in that situation? It goes back to what I said last year about Richie Grant. Everybody was getting on Richie Grant in that one game.
Ability concept, Jew.
What's that?
We're short-handed in ability concepts, and that's the thing that people don't want to acknowledge. And we're just looking at the common sense of the perspective.
That is not an excuse. We got DBs. We got DBs, and we got other linebackers in the game.
Right. Okay.
That's dumb.
Hold on. Go ahead, Drew. Finish up. I think you was finishing up what you was doing. You were saying.
No, all I was basically saying is this. If last year when Richie Grant was getting cooked in that game against Arizona, I forget the tight end's name for Arizona, but he was going crazy. And everybody was, McBride was going crazy, and everybody was jumping down Richie Grant's throat. And I was like, why do you leave a guy on him? You guys know I coach basketball for Pee Wee. If I see one guy can't cover another guy, what I'm gonna do, K Styles? I'm gonna call timeout, and what I'm gonna do? If my son covering somebody, and if I see my son cannot stop him, am I gonna leave my son on that guy, or am I gonna put somebody else in the game and try something else?
Well, you gonna put somebody in there, but to guard that mud, and you gonna try something else.
That's my thing. That's my only issue. It might look, I might put somebody else in the game. It might not work, but it might. My problem is we won't even try. We'll say, you know what, Richie Grant getting killed by this one guy. But instead of saying, okay, let's put somebody else in the game, it's like, nope, we're gonna let him keep getting cooked. And then after the game, we're gonna blame Richie Grant for this loss. No, as the coach, if you see that he cannot stop whatever's happening, it's your job to say, you know what? It's the same thing when the teams were blitzing the crap out of us, and we kept dropping Kirk Cousins back to pass against Seattle. And I said, basically, why are you not doing anything to make the proper adjustments? Why don't you throw a screen pass? Why don't you run the ball? Like, you got to make some adjustments. You don't just keep saying, well, you know what? We can't stop them. They rush it. They blitzing us. But instead of making the adjustment, we're going to continue to do what isn't working. That's the problem I have. I don't have the problem that Judon got caught in one play, because sometimes y'all going to get caught out of position. But when you keep putting a player in a position to lose, and then we blame that player, that's when I have the issue. It's the same thing I jumped down Arthur Smith's throat last year when he did that to Desmond Ridder. I said, why in that end of that Carolina Panthers game, you even have him throwing the ball in that situation when you're in field goal range? Ain't that what I said, K-Star?
Yep.
But who do we blame? Desmond Ridder threw an intercept. Why is he even throwing the ball in that situation?
It's almost like in a situation, it's like you're trying to do more than what's necessary.
That's it.
And the thing about it, a lot of people don't know is if you try to do more than what you need to in a certain situation, you can end up making the situation much worse.
That's the problem.
Well,
that's the issue, Kay.
My thing is, these next couple games, regardless of what he want to do, he's going to have to change it up. He's going to have to, because teams are going to force him to. Teams are going to force him to. I'm not even talking about the ones in the NFC South. I'm not talking about our opponents. These next couple games, teams are going to force him to. Period. Because at the end of the day, they got enough tape on us to know, okay, this is what they're going to do. Now, the question really becomes is, when you get all your players back, what do you do then?
You push forward,
yeah. But like you said, as far as the game itself, like I said, just letting folks know ahead of time, like you said, man, it was definitely a good team win. I know like you said, the second half didn't go as well as everybody thought it was gonna go, but it's kind of funny to see that the two biggest plays made on offense, unfortunately, Kube missed the field goal, were made on Kirk Cousins running the football.
Man.
But like you said, the thing is they got some of the recipe right.
Mm-hmm.
They just, like you said, you just got to take it to the next step.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it must be something because it's about to rain in Atlanta, and Kirk Cousins ran.
Huckleberry.
He got legs.
Oh no!
you
He
got
finally
legs.
moves down.
Whoa! What that $10? What that $10? $5. $5. Thank you, John.
Yeah, we were playing this soft coverage in the first game. I don't recall it being an issue.
Not
Nah, it
next.
was
Not no.
nah,
Not
that was the game where I was looking at like,
No,
yeah,
Phil
like
been saying this since day one.
yeah.
yeah, that all like you said. The thing, like you said, the thing about it is with that off coverage is if you're not getting the quarterback on the ground with your front four or your front five, however he blitzes, that off coverage becomes a problem. And you got and they got but let me say it like this. This is the one plus about it. Like I said, yes, they give up third downs. But like I said, they don't give up points that
Yeah,
often.
yeah. That's the gift. That's when I forgot who said it earlier, but they were saying that's pretty much what we're doing right now. We're not. We'll give. It's the Deion Sanders type mentality. Like when he would play corner, he'll give you yards, but he's not gonna give you the big play. And
Mm-hmm.
but over time, what happens is as the defense wears on, you're gonna end up giving up big plays because you're gonna have teams that know how to score. You know what I'm saying? It's okay right now when you giving up, yards here and there. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna, like you said, it's gonna be a dink and dunk, and then all of a sudden, it's a big problem because they're gonna dink and dunk you to a touchdown.
Right.
Or they gonna dink and dunk you to the red zone, and then you have teams like Detroit that has a physical offensive line that they're not gonna throw it when they get in the red zone. They're just gonna run it, and you're not gonna come up with no interception. Like we came up with them interceptions with Tampa that's continued to throw the ball in the red zone. Some teams is not gonna have to do that. Like when we seen in that Philly game, what happened in that Philly game every time it got down to third and one, third and fourth and short, they just ran that tush
They ran
push,
it.
which we couldn't
Yeah.
stop. The only reason they lost that game is because what did they do? They went away from what worked. They tried to get sneaky, try to throw the ball to Saquon, and he ended up dropping the ball. In that instance, if they just run the ball, we probably lose that game. But they tried to outsmart us, and they outsmarted themselves.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said about Tampa. That we was going into this game. I said, if you notice, all you got to do is get up on Baker, and he plays panic ball. He played panic ball in this game because Baker knows I'm trying to get down the field. Their defense ain't really doing too good, so I'm gonna go over the top. And every time he go over the top, it's a pick six. Every time he go over the top, he was playing panic ball for like the last 2 quarters. I told Mike and them before this game, I said, if we get up on them, Baker gonna play panic ball. But every team ain't gonna do that.
We hand
Right.
that
And my
damn
biggest
ball to y'all favorite guy, Tyler Algier.
I'm not mentioning him.
Y'all gonna hear me Monday, okay? Y'all gonna hear me Monday. So you might as well hit that subscribe button if you new to the channel, because I got something to say about that Monday.
I'm gonna be the syrup and the whipped cream on your strudel.
No hell you ain't. I don't know what the fuck that sound like. No hell you ain't.
Look.
I'm going on before you.
All right.
Look. And I'm sorry. And he ain't gonna get no reprieve on the end game. I don't know what he because all of y'all out there in Tylerland, now y'all got your wake up call.
Y'all have made me for the last 4 weeks say something. That's why God understand the mayhem that is going to ensue with coffee and blunt on Mad Monday in the morning. But okay, all right.
We about to end this because I don't know where this going. Okay. K-Style. No.
Y'all motherfuckers talking all that damn shit.
K-Style, we got to end this down before this man end up.
Everybody know you're wrong. But But at the
Yes,
end of the
sir.
day, like you said, Falcons are 4-0 in the NFC South. We're 5-3. Like you said, now we know within this schedule, now we have to start taking care of AFC opponents and stuff as well, outside of our division games. Like you said, man, just be happy. Like you said, we got the dub. It's still a lot more work that they need to be done. Like you said, yeah, this is the post game show. This is part one of the post game show with the heavy hitters, Bad Mike Sports, Jew Talk Sports, Six Man K Styles. With two of our brethren, we got one, the Mr. Tactician, and OG Big Sam. So y'all pay attention
Absolutely.
to part two of the post game show, which will be on Atlanta Falcon Nation with Coach. So until next time, people, we ain't here to play. We ain't here to play.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
We here to stay.
no!
Oh,
Yeah, nigga.
get the fuck out.
You ain't got to go home.
But stop playing that soft ass defense.
You get your ass off the goddamn bus stop.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? The Falcons got to those yams.
Oh, it's the yams.
Yeah.
We gotta get to the yams. Sweet
No,
yams.
they got to
Show me the way.
they got
We
to the
got wins to take.
they got to the Yamalo.
We got to go. We got to get back into the office, okay?
They got to the Yamalo.
Later.
All right, later.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be all kinds of